guys? It's Gatsby and Em, and today we're going to be talking about the American Dream with
Hayden Chavez.
Walker Teal.
and I'm Alex Salazar. So, boys, the point we're going to talk about today is the American Dream attainable for everyone?
I personally believe that it is not even possible to attain it
Wow.
if you don't have a couple starting steps. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I think regardless of that, I think it is attainable.
I mean, I feel like it's attainable for everyone. I mean, there's plenty of rags to riches stories, and I just feel like that it's definitely attainable for everyone. Like, Walker, you want to bring up that point you made earlier?
The data shows from a study done by the World Bank that a child can earn an average of $56,000 as an adult if they grow up in one neighborhood versus just $33,000 if they grow up in an adjacent area. So that just shows that it is possible.
So, Charlie, I think the point that we're trying to make is that obviously there are some like blocks in the way, but I feel like despite those, some people still can attain the American Dream. It's just kind of harder.
Yeah. So even with that still being the top 1% of American earners own about 66% of the America's wealth, being that middle class and lower class can't even combine to touch the top 1%. So seeing that, not having food and not having the basic essentials that rich people do, it would be impossible for us to even touch generational wealth. No matter how hard we work, no matter what we do, it's still impossible for us to touch generational wealth.
I mean, I guess in our society, there's like everyone has their own like blocks in life, and I feel like I agree with you in some sense that people are born into like certain obstacles already, or like they have obstacles, but I just think that they can overcome them. And I feel like there's the research we just put, and there's plenty of situations in life with celebrities or just people in general that come from the bottom and they come out on top.
Well, first of all, the American dream is the belief that if we work hard enough in America that we can make a lot of money or more money than our past generations, correct? So this study shows that the findings that children born in the 1940s and 50s and 80s has significantly been dropping. So we haven't been making nearly as much as our old and our past generations, making it harder for us to even touch that. So that basically means that the American dream is failing as a whole right now.
Well, so this study, to go against that, it says the 13%, 1% average probability that a child of parents in the bottom half of income distribution can make it to the top quartile. And it just shows that like even if you start from the bottom, like you can still make it. Like it might be harder, but like you still have a chance.
How about we just ask some people around the BL community what we think?
Oh, absolutely. Hi, I'm Hayden Chavez, and I'm here with Miss Wainwright. We're going to be asking her a couple of questions about the American Dream. Miss Wainwright, do you think the American Dream is possible for newcomers to achieve it? And if so, why?
I think the American Dream is possible. I think that newcomers all the time are achieving their idea of the American Dream. What I think the American Dream means is different to every individual person. So people who are new to America find a way to make their dreams happen, but their dreams may not look like what my dreams look like or what your dreams look like. So yes, I do believe that newcomers attain their dreams.
Do some people have certain advantages when trying to achieve the American Dream, such as like family wealth and starting points?
Yes. Generation wealth is going to be a huge factor in whether or not you can achieve the American Dream. I think ethnicity has a huge factor on whether or not you can achieve the American Dream. I think gender has a very big role on achieving the American Dream. So yes, I do believe that there are certain characteristics that an individual may have that will set them above or move their starting line forward, so they have less of a race to run versus others.
Last question. Do you think you, as an individual, have achieved the American Dream?
I would say the American Dream that I've achieved so far, I own my own home. Mm-hmm. I am gainfully employed. I like what I'm doing. I have a loving family. I have several hobbies like traveling that I'm able to do because I am financially secure. So I would say, yes, I am living my American Dream. Have I checked all the boxes on what I think my American Dream is? No, not yet. But I don't think the American Dream is necessarily a finish line that you're supposed to hit. It's more of a journey. So I would say yes and no to your question. Some, but not all.
Thank you. Wow, those are some great quotes from people inside of BL.
Yeah, those are some pretty good interviews.
Some really interesting opinions.
Yeah. Even still, I have a couple more points on why the American dream is dead. Like, super dead. So, I can also bring up some quotes from The Great Gatsby, which is a book talking about how the American dream has failed us all and how it's so corrupted from all the wealth that people make up. Generational wealth has completely destroyed the way we look at wealth today in the American dream. Gatsby is talking about how it's a lot easier to be morally upright when you're not pinching and scraping to make a living. Basically saying that with being generationally rich, you don't have to worry about food, where your next meal is going to come from, how you're going to get paycheck. So he's basically talking about how it's easier for the American dream to just be with the generational wealth. And it was so hard for him to come upright with being morally upright and being kind of right in every aspect of the word right.
I don't think Gatsby's right in that sense because he's saying it's not morally upright when you're pinching and scraping to make a living. But I think there's plenty of examples of people in our community that like are constantly like trying to fight, trying to get like just pinching for food or whatever, and they do it morally right. And I feel like Gatsby kind of caved into the temptations of doing stuff the morally wrong way.
Can you give me some examples of people making the American dream while being morally upright?
So there was some people, I know there's a lot of athletes, for example, that do it. I mean, like, just name an athlete. And, like, I have one in mind right now, Ray Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
He grew up in, like, a really poor environment. And then he, like, worked hard every day, was always in the weight room. And, like, he just, like, wanted to get better. And he, like, strived to get better. And he did, and he made it, and he got paid for it. And he made a living off that.
Walker, you got any points?
I just think Gatsby's like a perfect example of like how it is attainable, because he came from nothing. He might have got it like in a morally wrong, like incorrect way, but he still did it.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go ahead and go to another coach, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. Coming at you from BL, we have Mr. Riley.
I'm now here with Dr. Riley, gonna ask him some questions about the American dream. So, Dr. Riley, do you think achieving the American dream is possible today for newcomers to America?
I do. And the reason I think that is because when I think about the American dream, I think about having the opportunity to show some agency and take advantage of opportunities where one is able to put forth, like have a vision for oneself and then do the things that need to be done to achieve that. Now I have to say also that I think the American dream also has to be realistic, so I guess you partly have to define what you mean by the American dream. It's not really, I don't know that it's realistic for every person to wake up every day and say, well, the American dream for me is to be a millionaire by the time I'm 25 years old, or want to cure cancer by the time I'm 25, or whatever it might be. I don't know. I think that the American dream has more to do with knowing what realistic opportunities are in front of a person and being able to put forth the effort to work on those immediate goals that are in front of you.
Next question. Some people have certain advantages when trying to achieve the American dream.
That is a really good follow-up question, and I would say yes. There's a lot of ways to answer that question, but the simplest answer is I definitely believe so. There's research and statistics that can demonstrate that, but I do think there are parts of human society, and it's not just American society. All societies have been structured in such a way where others have certain advantages over others.
And final question, do you think you have achieved the American dream?
That's a really good question. I would say yes. I've never really thought about that question for myself, but I feel like when I think about the American principles of life, liberty and the pursuit of happiness? Am I able to live a life where I feel like I can thrive and flourish? I would say I certainly have those abilities. Now, there may be things in my life that maybe make that more challenging, but I do think that those opportunities are there, maybe I'll say it that way. And liberty and the pursuit of happiness, those opportunities are there. I'm not saying they're perfect. We don't live in a perfect society, and there are parts of our world, our society, our American society, that are challenging. And I do think that it is the responsibility for all of us to take care of one another, and for those in our society that may be confronted with those obstacles to the pursuit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that part of our responsibility is to help them as a citizen community. We are committed to one another and to helping one another. Maybe that's a long answer to your question.
Oh, no, it's
Bring us together several themes that you've been talking about. But I do think that sense of responsibility is part of the American dream. I would say is not just about what I can receive. It's not about what I'm entitled to, but also what is my contribution to the
So overall, we decided that although there could be some obstacles in achieving the American dream, it's definitely attainable for everyone.
No matter what status you are, whether you have generational wealth or not, it doesn't really matter. As long as you have the will to achieve the American dream, it's there for everyone. It's not just a pipe dream, but it's actually a reality.
Doesn't matter the neighborhood or area you grow up, it's still possible.
As long as you just have good work ethic and you have a lot of hard work and you just really commit to what you're doing, then morally, I feel like you can do it morally right too. And I feel like Gatsby was an example of doing it unmorally.
This has been Hayden Chavez,
Alex Salazar,
And Walker Teal.
and this is
Gatsby and L.